then why don't you go?
Doing that now.
Radical thought, I know.
I hit it.
All right.
Hey guys, looks like we're live. How's it going? Welcome back.
Yeah. It's going.
So we're here today to talk about some alternate shit. Namely the Confederation instead of the Federation, and
Yes.
Starcore instead of Starfleet.
What? One, an emergency email with 30 seconds reply. All the timings.
Well, while he's doing that, guys, make sure you hit that like button, please, and thank you. We'll get to, well, read this now. Ozzy has been a member for 26 months at the rank of Federation President. Mr. President, sir, good to see you. Long live Trekyards Empire and General Foley and General Great Koala. I think you'd be higher than a general. Just saying. Leon Cranston throws in $5. Thank you. Gold Ducat. Attention, Bajoran workers. I have a severed head on a stick. That is all. Yes. Not only a severed head, but a skull. Which, speaking of, I want some of those skulls. I think they would be pretty cool to have. But hey. Sorry, I tickled the like button. Yeah.
You know, it's funny you say that about the skulls. Like, I just find them morbid. I don't want them. It's funny how...
Oh, I do.
So dimensional. Like, I just... No. I'll take a phaser. I'll take a gun. I'll take a rifle. I don't want a skull, Stuart. But I won't judge you for it, because Yorick, you know, we knew him well. But these skulls...
We've got three skulls. We got 3 skulls in the house already. We got a human skull, we got a vampire skull, and we also have a Neanderthal skull.
Neanderthal skull. Yes.
Neander skull.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly feels like a marketing thing they could do, but then why don't they release the Picard phasers formally? Surely that's easier than skulls and more market range. So, you know what I mean? There's things they should obviously have done. Like even just I guess the pin sets are doing the badges, but so, you know, of all the things that I don't think that would jump to the top of the list. Although Eager Boss could do the bone collection, the skull collection, the official Star Trek. Skull collection for all your favorite skulls. Every month they release a new.
And then they just start releasing human skulls. It's always the same one. Here's Kirk. Here's Picard. Here's Jamie.
But no, it's not true, because you'll learn who has a filling, who has a gold filling, who has a delta on their filling. Special exclusives, because all fillings have deltas on. I'm sure.
I'm down. I would be part of that collectible.
Although the exclusive would be Admiral Janeway from the future, who had the biochip thing that allowed her to access stuff, so that would be visible on a skull. So that'd be
Dan says, should the Ferengi have ear bones? Sure, why not?
Yeah, I don't know why that was an issue.
Species.
I heard that.
Humans have little bones in our ears, but they usually like dissolve or whatever, and just mean. And a lot of people were making a big deal about the Martog skull, saying his ridges don't look like that. It's not Martog. It's a Discovery Klingon. But I mean, that's the skull. There's probably cartilage on top of it, and it's not elongated like the Discovery Klingon. So you're wrong.
I was going to say that's the debate we can have later, and then Stuart just sort of the conversation. So, okay.
Tenchi 2K7 has joined the channel at the rank of Commander. So welcome aboard, Commander. Thank you so much.
Is he not already a member? I feel like that's...
Maybe you had to...
Yeah, I assume so. But still, welcome back.
Yes. Yeah. Lots of cool stuff to talk about, and looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it. So
a variety for sure. Just as with our ship and tech, the sets review, we're just going to go through all the stuff that we've seen, discuss, theorize, and hear from you guys what you think. Just debate, like we almost had there, but then Stuart threw his foot down and,
Oh, that's my opinion.
Put what is what?
My opinion, and you're all entitled to it. The governor.
I like how you always have those sayings. Are these things you've made up or just heard over the years and stuck? Because you've always had some very good ones.
Some of them I make up. A lot of them I've heard from my dad my whole life. So.
Because his opinion is the right one, is what I'm sensing. If your sayings are to be believed.
It's true. The governor throws in £2. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Something to make up for no super chat last time. Meow.
Meow.
I'm going to stop reading meows at the end of sentences, guys. Just for the record. Unless your super chat is all meows, I will read that. But yeah, you have to read the super chats. So
It's an obligation with us. Go ahead. Okay, I'm going to start showing up. Back in a minute.
Please do. Guys, we have 90 people watching, 40 likes so far. Let's try to get up to at least 80 likes. I think we can do that easily. Just hit that like button. There's a lot of really cool stuff to talk about, so we're excited to do so. If you want to put in your 2 cents, a super chat is a great way to do it. It does show us that you want more of the channel. You want us to grow and succeed and continue to make this content for you guys. So please feel free to super chat. Also, as Tenchi2K7 did, if you want to click that join button and check out what a monthly membership might cost you. It's very cheap depending on which tier you start at. So if you can do that, that would be great. I'd like to get 3 new members during the course of this live. We already got 1, so it's only 2 more to go. 2 people need to check out that join button and join the channel. We'd really appreciate that. Don't forget, if you want to send a PayPal, you can do that as well to trekyards@hotmail.com. And just let us know in the regular chat that you sent it, and I'll read your comment or question via the email for PayPal. So it's another way to get in touch with us. You can also head on over to Patreon/Trekyards. It's another monthly donation way to support the channel. We would really appreciate that as well. Also, there's links down below to Eagle Moss with the discount code Trekyards10. It's an affiliate link, so click that. Make sure you click that link to show Eagle Moss where the traffic is coming from, and that you support Trekyards, and then use our discount code when you check out. I would really appreciate it. So would Samuel, I'm sure. Plus, there is the Teesprings and the TeePublic store down below. Lots of cool Trekyards merchandise. So click those links, see what they have available, and what you might want to wear on your body, or drink out of, or have on your phone, or all the other things that we have down there. Go check it out. It's worth it. But the easiest way to help us out is just hit that like button. We do have over 100 people here now, so we should easily hit that 80 I asked for, and maybe even 100. So hopefully by the end we'll be over 150. Just hit the like button. It's a simple way to help us out as well. So yeah, and also just letting us know your thoughts. We have a lot to talk about with this. A lot of cool Confederation stuff and Starcore tech. And it is Starcore, not Starfleet, just for the record. So yeah, looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say about it. And like Samuel said, we might have some debates, but you know, I have my opinions. Anyway, yeah, and please just chat away amongst yourselves and with each other in the chat there. We have a great community, and we'd like you to be a part of it. If you haven't joined us on social media, please do so as well. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. Don't use Instagram very much, but the Facebook group, the Trekyards Starships 101 group, is amazing. And if you like starships, that's exactly where you want to be, because we have a lot of really cool people posting a lot of really great stuff. And you're always going to be up to date on what we're doing, because we do post our lives and stuff on there so you guys can see. And also, if you click the notification bell icon on YouTube, it should notify you some of the time, but not all the time. So, yeah. I don't know what's taking Samuel so long. Apparently, he's got a whole bunch of other life things to do, so we're just going to sit here and wait for him. Apparently, a lot more things more important than you guys. So when he comes back, you can yell at him for having way too many things to do and not focusing on you guys, because I'm here for you guys. This is alive, and yay, you're here with us, so we should probably take advantage of that and chat with you guys. So, all right.
Hi, Stuart.
All right. Kenshi2K7 puts in $5. I am revived. Back to commanding and super chatting. Yeah.
Good news for you, somewhat for us, very good for you. Glad that things are going better.
Yes.
So the fact is, generous people give, and that shows you guys are doing okay. And we're doing okay if we can keep doing videos.
Yeah.
So good.
Not a band account throws in $2. A safe galaxy is a human galaxy. General Picard.
Long live the Empire. Wait.
Oh, wait.
No.
Long live the Confederation.
Yeah. Okay. I want to ask you, Stuart. As a general overarching now question to this whole topic to start off with, how successful or not successful, and I'll do a poll in a minute. has this been in their one episode to make it feel different to the Mirror Universe Terran Empire? How successful, not successful, and be reasonably detailed with the answer. Because I'm going to do a poll.
I would say it's been both successful and not successful. It feels very much like the Terran Empire, unfortunately, but none of the usual visuals as you see. So it's an interesting take on things. I mean, we're going to get to see Picard, or at least a little bit of a General Picard from this universe, where we can kind of get an idea how a Mirror Universe Picard would have been. It would have been cool to see the rest of the TNG crew. We never got a Mirror Universe episode with them, unfortunately. The closest we got was like this, the Mirror Universe collection from IDW, which has some really great stuff in it, which I'm reading now. Actually, I got it just before Picard started. So, but no, I really wanted to see the TNG Mirror Universe thing, and this is probably the closest we're going to get. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe we'll learn a few more things about some of the other TNG crew members. Who knows? But anyway, so yeah, I think it was both successful and not successful at all in the same vein. The Confederation does feel and sound and act a lot like the Terran Empire. Same kind of xenophobic thoughts and opinions and propaganda. So it's an odd question because there's really no clear answer because it is both.
And just in one episode, obviously, as well, the depth of it.
Yeah.
Although, how much we're going to see? I mean, if what is implied to happen, they're going to escape very quickly. We're not going to get too much more. Yeah. We'll see. And certainly answer in the poll. I'm interested in what you guys think. For me, I think it's relatively successful, without too many caveats. I may or may not have also told that to Dave Blass as well, in congratulating him personally for the difference in design, because it's all about the balance of, one is a evil tyrannical empire that was subject to get under Iron Fist. This one feels to me more like a totalitarian, authoritarian universe where humans want to protect the galaxy by conquering the actively opposed to that idea forces. But people live in peace. You get a sense on Earth, those in power live a good life, whereas the Empire, Mirror Universe, any admiral will be looking over his shoulder, any captain's looking to kill an admiral, there's assassinations all the time, there's torture.
Yes, yeah.
So, yes, we're seeing these high-end political things, and this is Extermination Day, whatever it's called, but you get the sense based on the art design, Anakin's room was just a nice bedroom, and in Picard's ready room, or his office here, which we'll talk about, it wasn't glorifying the violence, it was immortalizing the violence. They did have heads on stakes as warnings. There is things that people have done throughout history as a way of, like, this is just something we do. I mean, people stuff animals they kill. Is that glorifying, or is that remembering? Is it violence incarnate, or is it celebrating the fact that you achieved something? And there's context difference there. So the way these all things are displayed are respectful in their own context of, well, I killed him as a way of serving my empire. If it's a positive method, positive means for them, it's not as gruesome. These things aren't draped in blood. There isn't whatever. So it's whereas the Mirror Universe, you'd expect a far more graphic iteration of these things, etc. So I think they've done a good job in separating them, and even going the safer route of you can see Picard's costume here. The full black is a far cry for the Mirror Universe's, golds and fancies and pins. I mean, they're very different in that as well. So I think it's a good what if without going full Terran. I don't even know what I would have thought to do, honestly, had I been given this assignment. So I'm pleased with what they chose to do.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I agree with a lot of what you said there, actually. I don't know. The glorifying violence thing is... that's kind of reflected in the speeches and stuff, I believe.
Well, that's... Yeah.
But yeah, definitely the flashiness. No sashes, no open tunics, no bright colorful, uniforms. So, yeah, I get it. The Cynical Optimist, 5 pounds. Halo joke for Samuel. General Picard collected all the secret skulls for more challenging gameplay.
Well, he would have been your daddy. Moving on.
Okay. Sebastian, €2. You think association with the CSA was conscious? I don't know.
What's that?
I don't know. Central Security Agency, I guess. I don't
Clarify.
know. Clarify. Please
Yes.
clarify.
Oh, it's funny because I think Star Trek Renegades, when they had to swap their name, I think they became the Confederation. I think. Because it helped them with the dubbing. They could say Confederation.
Yeah.
So I kind of found it funny.
Yeah. Shannon Nash, $20.
Oh.
So thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.
I think there's a big difference. Mirror Universe Terrans are stabbing each other in the back for the leg up. I don't see that here. The Confederation of Earth is United Earth. If First Contact went horribly wrong. Yeah, that's another thing that Samuel mentioned that I absolutely agree with. That there's a sense of... I don't know how to phrase this. There's a sense of always looking over your shoulder in the Mirror Universe. Like you're going to get literally stabbed in the back at any moment, just to get somebody to have a leg up on your position.
And the higher up you are, the more likely you are to. So, you know, if you stay away from the spotlight, you won't, but most people want to do cool stuff, and... Yeah.
Oh, so the CSA is the Confederated States of America. Oh, like the... Yeah. Okay.
We're not from America.
Yeah.
We don't know this stuff.
Zintac M, $5.
Cool.
No, I don't think there's any correlation between...
It's a simple riff off Federation. I don't think there's any deeper meaning to that.
Yeah. What's your thoughts about them going back to 2024, the same year as the Bell Riots from DS9? I think it's very cool, and I hope the Bell Riots tie in some way. We have seen that the sanctuary districts are going to be a thing. There are signs for it, so I'm all down for it. I think if maybe the Bell Riots didn't happen, this is what could lead to the Confederation, because it wouldn't, expose.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wouldn't expose the corruption of the government in those districts.
Oh shit!
So it could definitely be the case.
What if they kill Cisco?
Jesus Christ!
Literally, what if they just kill past Cisco? Kill Gabriel Bell before he Bell riots. Oh, that would be... They can use footage. I've said that previously. Rotoscope him out of HD remastered DS9. Put him to new shot. That's absolutely fine. Maybe we get Alexander Sindig to do some more audio saying Captain Cisco, and they get a body double to look similar, and they do a scene where he's whatevering. Oh, that would be... I had never considered that. And then you get meta with it. Then you do a shot of the Defiant with... And then that phases out, and it's like, wow, that episode just got undone. But then was the... okay, but then... Oh, wait, hold on. But the instance... She does say the Borg Queen, the instance was in 2024, but we also see Romulans/Vulcans talking to a young Jean-Luc Picard, which is not...
Well, we're not sure it's Jean-Luc Picard. It could be Colonel Green. It could be anybody.
Yeah, but I feel like it was the same boy, and the kid was in the same costume vaguely as Picard was. So I think it's a reasonably safe bet. Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all. He was wearing like a T-shirt. Young Picard. Yeah, young Picard was in stupid French outfit that nobody would wear in the future because nobody wears that now. And
have you met the Amish?
I unfortunately, yes, there's a lot around here, and Mennonites. So
there you go. They do.
Good tea, nice house. What's in $5? I love how the Borg Queen's fractured dialogue about the timeline is similar to how Guinan observed time variance in yesterday's Enterprise. Yeah. There's some dialogue too from the Queen, like where she's like kind of twitching. She's like, I'm in a forest, and there's all this kind of weird vagueness about it. So, yeah.
That stuff they've written that knowing where season 3 is going. So when we look back, they'll be like, oh, that's a thing. That's interesting to Guinan. Yeah, I hadn't considered that. And I think the Queen's more fractured. Guinan's just, You would think the Borg Queen could deal with it better. Although, is the Borg Queen's memory and ability to comprehend based on the it's just an interesting question. Is the Borg how much intelligence does the Borg Queen have, which is not connected to the collective? Is she designed to work exclusively with that supercomputer? If you take her out of it, does she have enough of her own? Like, how smart is the Borg Queen by herself if you take her out of it entirely?
I would say pretty smart because she can still do these temporal calculations and stuff that they need.
That at least tells us that she's got that tech inside of a suit instead of a body.
Yeah.
But I'm interested how much memory has she downloaded? Does she have a repository of all Borg knowledge in her brain? I doubt it. Where does it? What are the queens are sensed to be important?
Good questions. 159 people here, 92 likes. We still haven't hit that 100 yet.
Oh, come on.
Like, try to get to 120. We can do it. And 2 new members. We got 1. Goal is going to be 3. We already got 1, so 2 more joined members would be awesome. Join our collective.
Or our confederation. Well,
say that.
The Starcore, though, they do mention that in the behind the scenes. That's the name of the new Starfleet. What do you think of the name Starcore?
It sounds very 1980s cartoon. Join the Starcore and defend the galaxy against
Zog and his what's the last Starfighter?
Zurg and the Kodan Armada.
See that?
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. It's a good take on Starfleet, Starcore, and Confederation instead of Federation. Like they did a really good parallels, for sure. So
I do find that we obviously associate Starfleet and the Federation exclusively what we see. There's only so many ways you can reorder those phrases. And so Starcore just has a certain kit bashy feel to it.
It's got more of a punch though than Starfleet. Starcore. Starfleet.
Yes, but it doesn't feel the same.
No, not at all.
There's a billion things about to, every time you make a Star Trek spoof, they've got to think of the alternate. What's the alternate name? Good logo though. I mean, it's there on the right. In general. I mean, the fact they don't even say it in the episode implies it's not. That's just they made a name. There wasn't a great. This is Rios of the Starcore ship. It wasn't a big deal. It's just their internal name. They might even say it on screen. It doesn't make it canon then if they don't say it on screen. I guess technically not.
No. Well, no.
It's not on screen.
Yeah, that's a fine line though. If it's in the documentation that's on Seven's desk that we don't read.
Yeah. So if it's there, it's canon. I just mean if it's no text.
You can't even really see it. I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Good debates today already. Just discussing the fundamentals. Yeah.
Andre Benson.
Hi, Andrew.
It's in $5. I just really hope this season doesn't slow down after they go back to 2024. Everything's been good so far. Even seeing the clip from episode 3 looks good. Yeah, that's my worry too.
Yeah, that's my big worry. Unless it literally does link into Relativity Guy and Cisco, because both are very logical. I mean, you can imagine that what if the Relativity Guy was actually sent back to look at Cisco's incursion in the past? They retcon that because he's a police officer, he's a detective. Maybe he's there undercover to check out Cisco and determine that is what events meant to do. And so you get this meta level. We're in a DS9 episode, inside a Relativity episode, inside a Picard episode. It all links together. Like that would be so smart. Talk about using the canon. I mean, it's a bit locked into previous Trek, but do I really want to see some random guy doing a random change or Q doing a random change? There's really interesting stuff they could take from that. I don't know, what do you think? I mean, how excited would we be then to see that instead? To see it very much a Relativity Guy looking after Cisco's time incursion.
That would be amazing.
Okay.
You know that would be amazing to see. So.
And they could use audio of Cisco. I mean, they must be able to put together a scene with dialogue that he's recorded previously. Yeah. That would be so good. And honestly, I mean, we've now seen a de-aged CG face of Glancy. So would it be the end of the... I mean, how do you guys feel? And we do ask these questions for you guys to answer. Avery being not particularly mentally well these days, or for the last long while, if they had another black actor with a similar vibe, they deep faked on for just a shot, say, a Cisco face, and then use audio clips of him from the episode to create a new moment. Is that good? Is it bad? Is it disrespectful? Obviously, he'd have to give permission. That's his likeness. But what do you think? Because it'd be a shot, 2 shots most.
I think it'd be very good. I think it'd be something that I would really like to see. I think a lot of people would. I don't think it's disrespectful at all. But yeah, I have no issues with that.
I feel like, well, Avery would like to see it.
Yeah, would hope so. The Ronin, $5.
Hey, good to
I,
see.
for one, I'm happy the Starcore is keeping the galaxy safe for humans.
And someone did mention, actually, someone said, is it a purely Earth, human-based society? Didn't see any aliens in any of the scenes. I said, very few people in uniform. What do you get the sense here? Is it a because even the Terran Empire, they had aliens.
I think there's a Commander Tuvok mentioned on one of Seven's
that is
news
true.
Updates.
Oh yeah, let me go check.
And I think he has a rank. I don't know if it's Commander or Lieutenant Commander.
Because Tash is in it.
Tash is in it, yes.
Oh yeah. That's so true.
So that's hard to say. They are fighting a war over Vulcan, so that kind of doesn't make a lot of sense in the same vein. But I think it's going to be Earth centric for sure. I don't think it's going to be, like a federation of planets. It's going to be Earth. So
yeah. I feel like it would have been fun though to see Andorians and full makeup. I think it'd be more powerful as a piece of media to say that we conscripted. If you want to join us, there's more, I think, of an interesting tale when the baddies think they're doing the good, and if you're protecting the galaxy from X, Y, and Z, then you're doing the good, even if you're killing people to do it. Think Peacekeepers from Farscape. They are protecting the galaxy. They're just using brute force to do it sometimes, but they are technically protecting things. Technically,
Squadron Course throws in $1, but thank you so much for the super chat.
Allah.
Appreciate that.
God, it's almost like a frame, this goddamn thing. Then she zooms it out.
We're still 13 likes away from that 120, but we have 160 people here, so it shouldn't be hard. Hit that like button, and don't forget to click that join button and see if you can maybe join the channel. Let's get 2 more channel members before the end of the
that'd be fantastic. Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Yeah.
So where do you want to start picture-wise? I'll let you pick the tone where we start.
If I'm picking the tone, we're gonna go skulls.
We all knew we would. Let's go with the general picture first of the whole room.
Yeah. General Grievous, $2. Their ears are cartilage, wide bone, and friendly. So how do you know that, General Grievous? It's an alien species. There could be bone structure and then cartilage on top of it. They don't have to have the same kind of cartilage-type ears as we do. So
put it this way, I'm 100% fine with the bones, not fine with their redesigned Discovery. I mean, I'm sure if I was an actual expert in xenobiology, I'm like, that wouldn't work technically. I'd be like, okay. But for me, I know nothing about that stuff. I know about phasers, not so much about that, etc., etc. All right, so I've opened up the general picture and I've zoomed in. This is relatively what we got in the episode, but slightly more clear and very, very nice lighting. This is, once again, you can thank our Lord and Saviour, Dave Blass, from the production, who shared these images as well, doing the fans' work. He both shared this general picture and close-ups on almost all the skulls. I think he maybe missed one. I think maybe missed Sarek's, but he got almost all of them, including the unknown one, with the nameplates visible. You can kind of see him here. So, very, very, very useful. Go for it, Stuart. Talk while I try and find this frame.
Well, before I do that, Good Tea, Nice House throws in $10.
Oh, thank you.
Remember, the Borg assimilated Elorians, therefore she acquired their talent for time observation like Guinan. I'm curious if Q can only create alternate realities and not mirror universes.
That's really interesting. Huh.
Yeah, this isn't a Q created thing, I don't think, unless he's the one that changes whatever it is in 2024. But they've said a few times on screen and off that Q is there to help Picard. So.
And also Picard's there to help Q. That's what we know from behind the scenes.
Yeah. So.
Very, very interesting questions.
Yeah. As for the skulls, I do like the fact I do love the display, the way they're mounted, and the little relics that are beneath them kind of indicate who they are in relation. So no, it's a really cool looking. I even love that the Sarek one has like a green tinge to it because they're copper based instead of iron based. Don't know if that was deliberate, but it seems to be. Because all the other ones seem to be very that ivory bone look to them. A lot of people thought the strange one at the back was a species 8472. It's not. We did see a plaque name for them, but they are a, what are they here? Hold on. The Lenzi, the chieftain, is M class. SC Scout Guy, $2. In this timeline, is the mirror universe good? Probably not. No.
Well, that's not how this works. The mirror universe still exists. It's the same mirror universe. There wouldn't be a mirror universe of this because this still exists. That also split after us, but there wouldn't be a mirror universe of this because there was never a divergent point. If there was a divergent point, then they've now made 5,000 Qs by this one change has made 5,000 alternate universes from this, and then if they undo this timeline, so it gets a bit complicated, but there wouldn't really necessarily be a separate one, especially if time just reset like click, like a snap. Then there wasn't. Was there always a past, or did Q then change time and all reset? You know, Picard doesn't know the memories of this past life. For all he knows, it sort of started then.
Squadron Course asks, is that a Voth or a Gorn skull in the back? It's neither. It is a Saurian skull, like Linus from Discovery.
What, Linus Tech Tips? From Linus? What, Linus from Linus Tech Tips?
No.
Good word head.
But no, it's a Saurian skull. And everybody's all up in arms, like, I don't want Discovery skulls. There's no Discovery skulls here at all. Just because there's a Saurian and Linus is a Saurian on Discovery. There were Saurians in the motion picture. The Klingon skull clearly is not a Discovery Klingon skull, for the record. It's not elongated at all. It's got the same teeth as Martog.
Yeah, we'll get there in a minute. I mean, who said that? Who said because there's a Saurian on Discovery, they can't use Saurians anymore?
No, that's not what they were saying. They think that the Klingon skull is a...
No, but you said Saurian as well, explicitly. That's how he started the... People said the Saurian because of Linus. I mean, what were people bitching about?
Because they don't understand that there were Saurians in the motion picture. Because they're...
I mean, I didn't know either. I knew the name Saurian, but I didn't necessarily know them in TMP, but...
Yeah, well, they've been around forever. Like, they were...
Yeah.
They were in the crowd scene in the motion picture.
I mean, we commended Discovery for its few things, actually, including a Saurian back in... And a brilliant one. It's great. You know, and I hope we see Saurian makeup in Picard. It would be really cool seeing a full uniform. It's a really good thing. And this is a pretty horrific, no offense, Linus look. Those teeth, man. I mean, this might obviously be a more mean one, but if Linus has these teeth, he ain't eating the standard stuff that we all eat on a Federation starship. That's a pretty
yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, when I first saw it in the show, I thought it was a Gorn. But
yes, I remember you saying.
The close-ups, it says Saurian right there, and his name's Yoshi, which is funny.
Oh.
Yoshi from Super Mario.
I mean, his head should have been bigger if it was a Gorn, proportion-wise. But it's no, it's a great selection, and I really like they threw in some of the ones we don't know. I mean, 3 we do know is pretty exceptional anyway. To throw in any more would be like, well, how many alternates are there? I know people have questioned the Borg because is that a Borg we know? Well, it's one of 2, so he sounds important. That's all we know. Borg Sentinel. 1 of 2. I mean, I like that. It's a simple, fun concept. And also, these are things that these are not readable on screen. So these are as close to a Kudagram reference as, you know what I mean? These aren't visible, so they could have put anything. This is obviously it's canon, but it's they could have done whatever they want. Maybe this is the Locutus equivalency. You know, 1 of 2. Maybe there was the Queen, and then she made 2 alternates, 2 lackeys, and then
it's interesting. Yeah, I want to know the story behind it for sure, and I'm sure it'll be filled in some beta canon or some comic book or something at some point.
I was going to say it's likely he exists in our timeline, but that is not a foregone given how many things have changed. I mean, given the Enterprise, well, the world, no, the Razor's Crest, no, that's Star Wars. Razor's Edge, no, what is it?
Oh, the World Razor.
Thank you. Not Razor Crest. That, you know, wrecked shop a bit. We don't know where the Borg were, what they did. A little bit different.
Yeah. General Grievous, $2. Is the dagger below the skull Ducat made from Jovanite? I don't know. What's Jovanite?
I don't know. But it's, I mean, it's another nice detail to have all things. Oh, I just noticed on Sarek's one. Wow, that's he ripped his ears off. Wow. Ouch. Good. Jeez. You got the Cardassian one, which I do. Oh, it's a different Cardassian Union symbol. That's interesting. They made an alternate for this. Slightly, anyway. I know people were saying, oh, should he have the spoon indent? And I have no problem with that.
Neville Page went on to answer that and explain exactly what it was for on Twitter. So I'm glad they put a lot of thought into things. And yeah, I had no problem with it being there. Of course it should be there.
I'd love to think he phoned up Mike Westmore and said, you designed these guys, what do you think? Rather than one man who's done some, questionable things in Star Trek art design for Discovery, making these things, biologically canon, as it were. But without that, you wouldn't know what it was, let's be honest. And, oh, so graphic. And does this imply they broke his nose? Again, his nose is kind of damaged.
No, where do you see that?
Well, there's a lack of a nose there. I mean,
all skulls are.
Okay.
Even ours. Yours is just cartilage there, so even human skulls have that.
Yeah, we just looked at Sorin and the Borg, so I was in the zone of stuff protruding.
Mark Lawrence has been a member for 26 months at the rank of Federation President. Thank you, President, sir.
Amazing.
All I can see is the Saurian being killed mid-sneeze. Those skulls look great. I can deal with bones and Ferengi ears, since damage to their ears is more dangerous for them. That set was probably probably fun to set up. Yeah, there's a lot of jokes would have been made, I'm sure. Alas, poor Ducat. I knew him. Yeah, for sure. And Jovenite is material the Dagger Gul Madrid used when he tortured Picard.
Fun. All that darn torture.
Ash Lemon, 2 pounds.
Thanks.
What if one of 2 was Janeway? Oh goodness.
Obviously Sarek, normal human, just the tint like you said. Yeah, then you got the alien, who, I mean, what a they could pick any alien in Trek, and they went for an extremely elaborate design, which never got to
cool.
Just do his own thing. Absolutely. I mean, really, all it does is gives you what was it like with skin and a body? Show us that design,
Yes.
Well, I wonder if this is them being very, very clever, and this is like one of the antagonists for season 3.
That'd be neat.
Not this guy necessarily, but this Radiant race. I mean, it'd be cool.
I'd be down.
Definitely gives me some Mass Effect vibes with some of the aliens in that show, but yeah, I mean, that's just tremendous amount of quality. In fact, they look like bone, despite not being made of bone. Wow.
Yeah, and there's like CG renderings of each of them. Like I'm sure you could 3D print them.
Well, that's what presumably that's what they did, and then just painted appropriately. Which we'll go to that one last, the CG. But yeah, the Martok one, which, hey, bold move to make Martok. Could be anybody. Go for the fan favourite. Although, if that had been Worf, probably even worse. So here's a clear view. What do you think as a fan then? You vaguely went over it. What do you think as a fan when you look at it?
I think it looks perfect. It looks like a Klingon should look. I really don't see why people are saying it's Discovery. I mean,
let me find some reference to compare.
The ridges go all the way back, but so what? And if they aren't as Martok-like as people are saying, who cares? This is the bone structure. There was probably cartilage on top of that as well to add to the ridges. So once the cartilage is gone, of course it would look a little different, but it looks close. It looks like Martok to me. So I don't see the problem with all the complaining online, but you just need something to complain about, I guess.
Well, I do think, small minority versus most people like, it's fine. I can't see this being a huge one that people would make note on.
No, I think they're great. Like I definitely want some of these in my collection. At least Gul Dukats. I mean, that's a cool skull. I'd love to have.
I like seeing the fact that they actually have the nose. Klingon nose is actually quite different to human noses. They have extra stuff, so it makes it almost feel complete, but it's still missing those other bits. You got to remember Klingons. You know, they headbutt a lot, so to see it sort of reinforced like this is pretty rewarding. I do have 2 shots here to compare against directly, because a lot of these videos we do aren't necessarily, you know, let's talk about it, worth it as a sub video. And besides, we had enough this week anyway. So to the left, there's Martok in his first appearance when he actually had eyes, plural.
Yeah.
So technically not Martok, but shut the hell up. You know what we're going for here. And then to the right is Laurel, who has the alternate Klingon vibe. And I mean, since they are far more skeletal, you can very much see the exact what they were going for design wise, and so you should be able to compare aesthetically between the 3 variants. And as we've said all along, that Klingon doesn't look like a Klingon almost at all. That is definitely a different alien race. Gosh. That's interesting. Even the I don't know. Are the were the ears in a different place to Laurel? Are they lower than on us? I feel like because you know Klingons just have ears in normal placements. Well, Laurel's lower here. It's a full head mask.
I mean, I don't think they're lower necessarily. No, just the elongated skull makes it look funny.
Yeah, because clearly you can see it's elongated by a huge chunk, and his is not. You can see that instantly. It's a normal sized skull.
Yeah. Yep. No problem with that at all. The ridges do look a little bit different for sure. Now that we're side by side, but
and they should obviously get that right. There's no reason they'd get that wrong. But does your does your
doesn't say
look the same?
It doesn't say Discovery Klingon to me at all. So there's that.
And if you want to be very tetchy about it, this is a guy named Martok who was born in a different universe, who may have, you know, had different, you know, food when he grew up on the provinces, and his, you know, his bones grew differently because of malnutrition or better fed, or, you know, like humans grow differently depending on how well they're whatever when they're young. But I have no problem with the ridges going back. I don't necessarily get the sense they go all the way back. I'm hoping they just kind of end sort of here-ish, because I don't want spine. I know there is some sort of spininess, but
well, there is until there isn't.
Well,
there was with Worf, with the back surgery operation, until there wasn't. It's one of those things. So
I think this is a fair balance. So I mean, it's one of those things where they obviously had the reference, so they should have got it right. But there may be some logic of yes, but there's a bone under the bone, and so it's not literal, you know.
Like I said, there's probably softer tissue and or cartilage on top of the bone ridges. That's where it like is attached to those ridges, but it appears a little bit different on the outside because of the soft cartilage. Like I would be fine with that. It doesn't look Discovery, so I don't understand why people keep saying that. But hey, that's just me.
Well, for those that want to cursory glance, it does look different, but there might be other reasons for it, etc.
Yeah. But no, overall I was happy seeing this, and quite a display, I gotta say. I want to know the stories behind them all. Sure, we kind of got the Martok, Dukat, and Sarek story, but which Grand Negus is that? Is that Zach? Zach?
Yeah.
Or is it a younger one? Is it Nog?
No, they do show it Zek.
Ron, I mean, sorry.
I think that's the picture that's corrupted in, but it works on my machine. Yeah, it's Zek, Grand Negus Zek. So that is our famous friend.
Inconceivable.
That he would get stabbed and killed. Yes, very dramatic. So yeah, I call this a great pass. Good job, guys. But today we were blessed with even better things for us personally. Dave Last did release full high-res look at all of the room's weapons, which we had done a hard to find version of Look and See, and then it's like I put all that work in. It would be much easier if I just use his images, but I just wanted to get that out to you earlier. But it's kind of nice to be, you know, ahead of the curve. But starting off with, they have a Batleth. 2 Batleths. We'll go the standard one first. And they did redesign the Batleth for Picard. I'm assuming this is the redesign in Picard's museum office, Because it doesn't. I think it is the sleeker version. I don't remember the. I mean, there are not those like indent lines in the classic version, nor I think there are those indents in the middle of the two spikes. I think that is the redesign. The Picard version, which looks nice. You know.
No, it looks more like a ceremonial one, just because of the finish on the leather and, like you said, the inlay. It seems more more of a, not necessarily used for everyday battle kind of thing.
Yeah, it's Martok's house crest batleth that he didn't use because it's special, and he takes off his wall and kills him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem with that at all.
I wish we'd seen the episode because it's a good looking batleth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then we have. Oh, that's cool. And obviously I have to wait for but I've got the one with the alien phasers.
Mm-hmm.
Which in fact, I didn't realise that. There's two. Oh, that's weird. Actually, it's very strange. They have two different instances of the TOS and assault phaser on the wall. Those are the only props that are doubled up on, because they both exist on the phaser rifle wall and the alien prop wall.
Well, to be fair, it's well, maybe not. I was going to say the one on the phaser rifle wall, the TOS phaser looks like it has a different colored handle.
It does.
And there were 3 different colored handles at least.
It does, yeah.
In TOS, there was a brown one, a white one, and a gold one, I believe. Maybe a black one as well.
Yeah, there's a black one.
So there was quite a few different colors, and Diamond Select makes most of them, most of the colors. I got the white one and the gold one, at least. So
I wonder what that set tells us. I mean, yet none of them are clearly on screen really at any point. I mean, you can sort of see them. Maybe they're really trying to get TOS canon back, and they didn't quite. If they're just a bit higher in the frame, in their frames. But I wonder why. That seems like an odd choice of all the things. I don't know if they're the easiest ones to get hold of. Because of like you say, the TOS is very easy to find one. Assault phaser that Roddenberry made very good, more master replica. I mean, although before I zoom in, you can see there is the Vulcan stabby thing here as well, which is nice. Often seen in lower decks. But yeah, here's the alien weapon wall, which is now fully clear. We couldn't see anything below the Ream pistol in the show, so there you go. What do you guys think? Although I will change poll now, because we have 175 votes. I asked, how successful has the new Confederation been in feeling different from Mirror Universe? We have a split here between feels very different and feels a little different at 35% each, so positive vibes. 21% a bit similar and 9% very similar, so a smashing success once again from the team. Good job.
Nice. All right, 204 people watching, 141 likes. We're still at that 150. That's 9 more likes, guys. Should be easy. So 150 is the next goal, then 180 after that. So if we can get us to 180 right away, that'd be amazing. Keep the super chats coming. You guys are doing a great job. If you have anything you want to mention, please do. Still looking for 2 new channel members, though. We do have 1. The goal is going to be 3 today, but Kenchi 2K7 basically joined up before I had a chance to say new member goal today. So 2 more to go to get that member goal. So hit that like button. Dark Lord 016 says, can you zoom in? I'm sure he might. But Mark Lawrence, $5. A proper batleth. No blades facing the user. Yeah, it's not a Discovery batleth, that's for sure. Ryria has joined the channel at the rank of Commander. So welcome, Commander. Welcome aboard. Thank you so much. It's only 1 more now. 1 more. So thank you to our newest members. You guys are awesome. That'll definitely help us out. And we really appreciate your channel membership. You're now a member of the crew, essentially. So thank you. Bryce says he'd like to see the Mirror Universe go to war with the Confederation. That'd be interesting. The 3rd knife down is Huffy. It's from Buffy the Vampire Slayer knife. Yeah, all the knives are. They're all. You can go out and buy them. They're part of like fantasy knife sets and stuff. So, one's from.
Okay. Okay, new part.
One is also from Nemesis as well.
I wish we. I mean, I'm assuming the medals are just from his previous study, but what I like about this, besides the obvious attention to detail, is they've just presumably got these from their archives because Paramount does keep certain amounts of things, and so they said, right, we are going to pull them out of storage, and instantly have tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of production value on screen, and whereas if there'd been a Discovery team. You know, we've seen how Discovery Season 4 remade the TNG com badge. It was reflective and inaccurate. This team just grabbed a real prop from the show, some of which may look outdated and might not, shoved it on the wall and called it canon, because that's exactly what they should be doing. Mm-hmm. You know, even sillier designs, you know, and you can see how the three Romulan designs don't at all match the Jat Vash / Tal Shiar rifle, on the top there, the middle one being the JJ Romulan rifle, which is... And the Riemann rifle, which also looks a bit weird. So it's a very, you know, shows how staggering different art designs happened over 3 universes. But that's three Trek visual reboot timeline feels all in one frame. This side of the thing has all of them, because you've got the Kelvin Timeline Romulan Disruptor, you've got the... No Discovery era directly here, but Picard kind of vaguely counts. But no Discovery phaser, because they could have had a TOS and a JJ Discovery. God, too many words. They could have had a TOS and a Discovery era phaser on each wall, which would have been a more logical choice if they want to do everything. But there is no Discovery stuff, I do believe, out of all these, which actually is an interesting omission. I wonder why.
It is indeed. I just wish there were close-ups of the plaques, so I could actually read each one. That would be interesting. Hunter PDX $5. No Andorian skull or Chaka for plated ice weapons. Yeah, would have been cool to see one of those on the wall for sure. Maybe there's a different story with the Andorians, like Samuel said. Maybe they are helping the Confederation in some form. That's why there's no representation here. See, people would complain about an Andorian skull because it wouldn't have antenna. It might have little holes for the antenna.
Or little stubs, like the initial bone.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of a stub, but people would complain about that too. It's not an antenna. Well, no, because they're flexible. They move. They're soft tissue. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. It would have been kind of cool if they had a Temerian. And this is a reference, but the Picard killed the captain of the Darmok people, and his head's on there just because he got pissed off with them. Oh. Like, you know, that would be a deep cut reference. Like, in our universe, they made friends. This universe, he killed him.
Yeah.
Deep cut.
Kirk Solo says, well, technically the Narada is Prime. I mean...
But not designed to be or look Prime. So they weren't intending it to be that way, even though they technically was. Have you seen the Kelvin?
Yeah.
Because that isn't designed to look like it should fit. Have you seen the concrete in the engineering room? Yes, we have. So let's not give them that credit.
And Hunter says, I'm more missing the Chaka blade than the skull. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it would have been very visually awesome to have that included with the bladed weapons, for sure.
But it's a really good batch. And it definitely is obviously focusing on the original stuff. But you see this, and it's just really bringing that Trek back home. All come together. Even so much in the Riemann pistol, which is such an looks like a water pistol, really. But they had TOS and assault phaser, and both on both walls in extra protective cases. Does that signify? I mean, obviously they're older than most of these, and in fact much older. Is that what they're saying here? These are vintage.
Maybe.
Well, it would have been a bit of a fan thing. Would have been amazing if you'd walk up to this and pull out the TOS phaser and was then playing with it, with the when Harvey comes talk to him. He's like, the tech is the same, but the feel is so different. Yeah, would have been kind of amazing. Or imagine if one had been on his desk, a TOS phaser. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, the reason they're in boxes is because obviously they've been graded.
Yeah, his resale value, he wants to make sure keeps it nice and pristine. Oh, that's
Matt
funny.
Boardman, $5. I'm disappointed no giant Spock skeleton. Oh, well, you got that in Lower Decks, so...
And besides,
Shouldn't be that disappointed.
TOS would have to happen. So.
That's true.
But you do have one great close-up, and it does just show that Riemann knife, which is actually a custom one. Oh yeah, so we need these for all the things. Riemann jackal knife. Riemann disrupt rifle. There's a little bit effort to that. To all of it. Very cool. Klingon disruptor. Very, very nice of you. And it has been confirmed via finding it that this is the exact one that's in the Paramount archives. It was in one of the Blu-ray extras as a... And this is a Klingon weapon. Like, you can tell by the same scratch marks. So they did keep it. Okay. So the Klingon disruptor, the tag does say, this Klingon weapon belonged to House Till, a warrior of the Klingon Defense Force who served as first officer of the attack cruiser IKS Tochtach under Captain Telpach. Kontal was captured by Confederation forces and was tried for war crimes and executed.
Yeah. See, I need more of that. I need to see more of those.
But I appreciate that doesn't... That was very literal. That wasn't very vicious, you know? Factual. There isn't necessarily... blah there. And here's a TOS close-up. Now, you're a TOS aficionado, especially with the phaser. Do you recognise which version that is?
No. It doesn't look like a Diamond Select one, that's for sure.
Probably a Wand Company one? Because those are kind of the best one out there that people could get.
I don't think so. The dial's wrong, and so is the striping on the side.
As in, this one's wrong, or their one's wrong?
This one's not like the Wand Company one.
Yeah, I thought the back grills looked too thick.
Yeah.
And in fact, I don't think the TOS one has the Mark 1 has a little line there. I don't recognise that. That stands out to me as a... why is that there?
I mean, I don't think it's supposed to be there.
Okay, Star Trek Wand. I'm sure many of our fans have Wand Company phaser in arm's reach.
I have one upstairs, and my other ones are in the other room.
Yep, no line. No line. So no line, and the stripes are much thinner. You can see through them. Obviously, the emitter, the crystal piece isn't there. Can't compare that. Also, it looks like the groove of the where you put the trigger finger is thicker than it should be. Oh, that's interesting. And the front section looks harder edge than it needs to be. There's more of a slightly more of a curve there. That's interesting. I bet someone molded this custom for the episode. Or if you Trials and Tribulations, maybe.
If you look at the two side by side, like the one picture that had them, they're actually different. Well, the Type 1 phaser looks a little bit thicker, different body color, and the one on the right has the aiming thing up instead of down.
It does, yeah.
And it looks like a shorter emitter as well.
And I know they're different angles, but also the back grills look thicker on the left hand one. Sorry, like just slightly. Interesting. Because they're
probably a story there for sure.
Because we know the '60s one, there's like two that exist and they're in terribly bad condition. Because of course they are. One company's easy enough to get, but they only made a few for Trials and Tribulations. It might be one of those left. But you would think those would be sold.
Did they make new ones for Trials and Tribulations? Because I know in A Mirror Darkly they just use the Diamond Select ones.
I assume they would make some. Doesn't somebody walk around with a phaser in the episode? I feel like the security... Well, I know the security guards are... Doesn't somebody in the episode use a phaser? Or at least have one on a belt?
I don't think so.
Maybe
even if they did, they'd probably use off-the-shelf like Diamond Select ones because you're not going to get a close-up. There's a really bad scene in A Mirror Darkly where Archer's got the phaser up to the alien's neck or his head. And you can tell it's a Diamond Select one.
Hey, canon.
Not a big deal, but...
That means you can get screen-accurate phasers, Stuart. Because they just appeared on screen the second time.
Oh, yeah.
That's really interesting. Because they are different. Distinctly, discernibly different. Fascinating.
We need to talk to Dave Blass. That's what needs to happen.
Wouldn't it be great if it was just their personal phasers? Dave's like, I've got a phaser. And Terry's like, I've got a phaser. and
I
they
would love
just
to
got
have
them
my
over
phaser
the
on
last.
screen.
Yeah, now it's a screen used phaser. And they just happen to be different ones they got at conventions over the last 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
That's great.
Wow.
I like it. Guys, what do you think? Super chat your thoughts on these phaser walls. Which was your favourite? Because for me, I mean, seeing these rifles, I mean, these things you aren't going to be you aren't going to replicate these rifles. They're too elaborate a build. They're very expensive, and so to have these rifles, although actually, I take it back. As I said earlier, maybe the hand phasers because they were old, but the NX rifle's much older than TOS phaser, much older, and that one's not in a casing. So there must be some special significance to what was his name, General?
Yeah.
General Picard. It's good to have both those rifles as well. All three.
Now I'm looking at the bookcase with the sort of Kahless.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a coffee cup there. There's a clapper slate. Should have probably moved those for the pictures, but hey.
Well, I don't think they knew what they were going to release until they released it.
There's also a headless statue.
Yes, there is. That's Goldie Cott's shrunken body.
Shrunk it in bronze.
Oh, there is a coffee cup, isn't there? And definitely his sailing boat, because he was always a fan of boats. That works. And there is these two.
Is that the one that Geordi made? Is that the same one in the?
Wouldn't be literally the same one, but that's the same vibes I get. But we never saw Picard's ones.
Well, it looks like the exact same with the masts and the flags on it. I think it's the one that Geordi built.
Man, maybe they still have that one in the archives. They got certificates, which I appreciate. They've got Certificate of Valor from Sergeant Jean-Luc Picard. The Battle of Praxia, I think, or Praxis. It's I think it's P and ends in S. Is it Praxia? Isn't that
It's hard to
one?
tell.
But I mean, isn't that Praxia? The Ferengi, or is that?
Yeah, I think yeah.
That'd be cool if
I
it still
believe
did
so.
the same.
Maybe it's the Battle of Packwood.
He killed them all. Okay, hold on. Stargazer.
There's a little map of Bajor, also beside the coffee cup. And I love the globes at the top, the different planetary globes. Those are cool.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, all royalties helped glass. Oh.
And that picture.
Maxia, damn it wasn't Maxis. It must have been Praxis maybe.
The picture between those globes looks like two Canadian flags in it, but they're probably just some kind of Confederation flag or something.
Yeah, the Confederation.
Well, no,
Canadian
because
flag.
the change happened in 2024. That's a historic battle there, but that looks like a Canadian flag a little bit. Damn.
Yeah, and obviously torchbearer armor, which is the most annoying thing in the room because it stands out like the sore thumb. But you can imagine
it's also a showpiece, though. It's very elaborate. They used it once. I can see it being in a trophy room as like an ancient Klingon armor. But yeah, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass.
But it's definitely. It's a case of Brian probably wrote it for more than 1 second of screen time. And so when they invested, $50,000 to making it, R&D and making it, because it takes time to design it as well, probably more than that, let's be honest, and then getting less than 10 seconds of screen time, they thought, let's get more than 10 seconds. How much time do you want to give this episode? 1 more second. Okay, great. We've upped the screen time drastically. But it just, to me, just so looks like Lost in Space robot. Just everything about it to me looks like that robot.
Every time you say that, I forget about it, and then every time you say it, it's like, oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just, I know it's not the same, and I've seen them side by side when I did my things. It's not, it's very different, but all of the curvature, the organic metal feel, and the face. It's so, just feels so similar.
Mark Lawrence, $5. The Battle of Packwood Planet was strong.
Yeah. Well,
lots of gold on Packwood Planet, so there you go.
Well, this is after the lower deck, so maybe that all came to play. It would have been cooler, I think, if it had been a full TNG warrior costume, or even Joan Chang's costume. I know you have to obviously get it and don't necessarily have it, and the helmet's really cool, but that I think would have been because if it was Chang's full costume, or Gorkon's, that would have been
even one of the JJ Klingon armor.
Yeah,
pieces with
I
it.
would prefer Jojo Klingon. That I think would have been cooler. Just as a
Yeah.
looking outfit.
Sean O'Sullivan, €2.
Thanks so much.
Breaking. Paul Wesley is in Strange New World Kirk on Twitter. Yeah, it was filmed somewhere in Toronto. They got some behind the scenes. I don't know why he would be just on the street filming, and I don't know, is it Kirk? There was no confirmation of that
Well,
when I first saw it.
It wouldn't be Kirk because too wrong age. I don't know why you'd think it doesn't even look that like Kirk. Lizard can't be a real image. I mean, I doubt it's Kirk. He's too old. He's like 10 to 15 years too old, apparently.
It could be somebody seeing the future and seeing Kirk.
Well, maybe. I know that they noted that he's wearing a different uniform variant. That it's the Pike variant, but the neckline's where it should be. Looks nicer. They've got the lady next to him who's the tactical.
That's Lon Noonien Singh, isn't it?
Is that new? I thought it was a different lady.
I thought it was her. So
is it because there's they're also, we've never seen them, so we don't know. It's that lady. Might be the same lady. I can't quite remember.
Mr. Anderson says Kirk confirmed as Paul Wesley.
I don't. Why would they confirm it's in season 2? Why would they reveal that? Miss Anderson, can you please provide a citation? Because I've heard more.
Yes,
Matt Decker makes way more sense. Other such
probably we
people.
got this covered.
Yeah, exactly. He's in gold, so I don't think so. But I mean, any other role isn't. Yeah, I mean, he looks not not.
Star Trek Twitter confirms it's Kirk. Apparently.
Dave, can you post the link?
Den of Geek on Twitter said it's Kirk.
Why would they reveal that? That seems an extremely stupid thing to me. I guess it excites people. That's such a stupid thing to reveal going in. A season 2 big spoiler.
Well, it could be season 3 they're filming for. I think season 2 is pretty much done.
No, wrong. No, they filmed season 1. They're doing season 2 now. It's only got 2 seasons.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, it was a real picture. What the absolute F? Yeah, hello there, Jim. Paul Wesley will join Star Trek Into World season 2 as James T. Kirk, and there's a really good picture of him. What the hell?
Well, I got to read super chats. Kit 10K, $50. So thank you so much, Kit.
That's less dumb.
Hey guys, another thing I hate about my job is I can't wake up on time to watch more of your live videos. Hope your day was a good one. By the way, the model ship LaForge built was the HMS Victory for Captain Zambada and USS Victory. Yes, it was. General Grievous, $2. Armor looks like something a Stargate Atlantis Wraith would use.
It does indeed.
Kinda, yeah. Dave throws in £2. Did Picard actually defeat or just kill the leaders? Probably both. It's one of those things the generals come in and finish off the head guys at the end of the battle. And Matt Boardman, $5. It's confirmed as Kirk per StarTrek.com.
They really jumped that shark. Who is this actor? Is he anybody special? I mean, he looks sort of, I'll say hide him to somewhat like. Although his uniform's awfully tailored. I mean, it's not tailored at all. I mean, it's rumpled to all hell.
I saw them say what he was in when they posted the picture, but I can't remember.
I think Vampire Diaries, but I've never seen it.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
And there's lots of people in lots of shows. I guess he's one of the important. I mean, does anyone know who he is? I don't know who he is at all. I mean, he looks like Kirk, but he's meant to be too old to play the character. But I mean, do they care? But this is, since he's a season 2 character, this is now a season 2 still. Does that bridge look different for season 2? I mean, those L cars are different. I think those are differently. Clearly...
You're looking at the. Oh.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't remember there being wood paneling on the rim of the bridge, and I don't remember there being that many blue L cars. That looks a bit different.
It does look like a different bridge.
Because it would make sense if they're
different displays anyway, different colors.
So it makes sense they iterate. And you can see his rank. Is he a commander? That feels like 3 stripes to me. But he wouldn't be a commander yet. Would he be a commander yet? Oh, well, I guess they're making it canon. He is then.
He'd be a commander or captain. Well, he'd be a commander at least a few years before he took command. So we don't know where this is either. This could be a time jump thingy.
Well, he's wearing that uniform, so he's not wearing TOS one, so he can't be too.
Well, that's their TOS one though. could be.
Well, I mean,
Could be that
I don't
Pike
know.
gets to look at the future somehow, and that's sees Kirk, and who knows?
Oh, James Corley posts. So Kirk has been cast for Strange New Worlds. Yup, alternate timeline. He's wearing captain stripes, so I guess Pike is out after season 1.
Don't think so.
Is that?
That would be stupid.
Who is this man?
You say 3 stripes is captain, but 2 stripes and the broken up stripe in the middle is captain.
Corley. But yeah, I don't think 3 was... Who is Paul Wesley? He's 39, so he's 40. What's he been in?
Kit 10K, $10. To me, the actor playing Kirk looks more like the actor who played the original Pike. Yeah, he does look a bit like Jeffrey Hunter, doesn't he? Is it Robert April? Says Mr. Captain 93. That would make more sense to me, honestly.
It's too young for April though. Because he actually looks. Cause there's a picture of him with stubble and he looks a lot older. So as soon as he shaves it, he looks younger. But he certainly gives more of a Chris Pine vibe.
Yeah. General Grievous, $2, or that torch armor could be Xindi Reptilian.
Yeah, but really armored, yeah. Okay, how's Kirk meant to be? Let me check.
188 likes, 215 people watching. Hit that like button. Let's get to 200. That should be very easy. I'm still looking for one more member to join the channel. So click that join button and take a look.
So we do sleuthing live.
Well, we kind of got off topic a bit.
Well, it's breaking news, Stuart. It's more interesting.
I know, but people see the title, they don't know we're talking about it.
Take away. Well, that's that. Okay. If Stranger Worlds takes place around the same time as Season 2 ended, around the same time, Kirk's 25. The actor's 39.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Kirk at 25 is going to be...
He doesn't look 39, though.
He doesn't, but he doesn't look 25. And it definitely shouldn't be that rank at 25. That might imply, yes, this is a future shot. Because he could definitely pass for his late 30s.
General Grievous, $2. Hi, I'm Paul. Patrick Stewart. Shut up, Leslie. You guys.
So much sleuthing.
7 likes away from 200. So hit that like button, guys. This is the way.
Yeah, but I said that, but he's only 32 in TOS, so the actor's older than Kirk in any situation. How old is he Wrath of Khan then?
Well, he looks super young, so he's not obviously portraying his age. He looks younger, for sure.
So obviously means they hired him for his vibe rather than his age.
Yeah, maybe he's got a good Kirk acting vibe.
Spock! There's Colin! Oh god. So yeah, so he's the actor is 13 years younger than Kirk was in Wrath of Khan.
I think you're worried too much about the actor's age. Actors' ages don't mean anything. Personally.
But it's a hint to where the character may be in his journey. They shouldn't hire a 40-year-old to play a 20-year-old. But it for that part of the time. Whereas if this is a flash forward, then it could be an interesting, narratively. Is this a TOS reboot scene?
Darth Eddie says, pretty sure that's his sister Connie, the Farragut, perhaps. Why the fuck would he be captain of the Farragut? The Enterprise was his first command.
He was second in command of the Farragut.
If it's an alternate reality and they go out of their way to say, yeah, Discovery's its own thing, then hell yeah, go for it. But
I mean, he looks good in uniform, just very, very crinkled uniform.
Well,
It's just an odd thing to give away so soon. All right, Stuart, pick your next Picard thing. We'll jump back into the future.
Oh, good God. Let's talk about the comm badges, I guess.
Comm badges. We have very, very, very clear views.
I mean, throwing stars.
The throwing comm badge of glory, yes. Right, I'm just going to reply to a message. You just talk about those for a second and talk to the chat. Lovely chat.
210 likes. Let's try to get to 220. Another 10 would be awesome. And yeah, one more channel member. That's all we need, guys. I wanted 3 for this live. We have 2, which is great. One more. Somebody click that join button and see what the options are to help out on a monthly basis. And please consider joining the channel. We appreciate that immensely. But no, the comm badge design is, I like it. I like that it's symmetrical on each side, unlike all the other deltas we get, which are bigger on the one side than the other. So it looks good, and I do like the ranking system that it has. And the fact that it can also be used as a throwing star. And it's very effective as a throwing star, as we saw. So, hey, multiple purpose comm badges, I'm all for it. Kit 10K throws in $10. I'd like to have Captain Robert April in Strange New Worlds. We never see him on screen, and it would be nice to get to know the character a little. Yes. And yes, we did see him in the animated series, so... But I think he was a Commodore then, not a Captain. Leon says, the combats look sharp. In more ways than one, absolutely. Definitely looks like it has a... like the 2 upper parts that come to the point look like they are knife-like. So, Tangerine Star 26, 2 pounds. Could they be testing the waters for a new Kirk? They absolutely could be. Absolutely. Ethan Koenig says, it's a combatage, like a batarang. Yes, or combat. That's funny. Darth Eddie, I kept hoping this was Captain Decker before he was promoted to Commodore. That would also be cool to see. There's a lot of possibilities for Strange New Worlds, but they really, if they want to do their own thing and really use characters like that, they need to establish that the Discoverse is its own thing and not Prime, because there's too much to have to shoehorn in to make it work, which we know they can't do well. So,
although briefly then, back on that note, as we haven't avoided it, it would, however, be very satisfying to see Kirk deal with Pike, because we never really saw it. That said, they didn't have much chemistry from their brief appearance as man in wheelchair, so I don't know how much you could do with that to make them friends. But certainly our 2 original Captain heroes, would be quite nice to see them interact and be on the same page.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, he only met him once, and that's when he got command of the Enterprise.
I thought that. Which, I mean, that maybe they're teasing the end, maybe they're filming future flash forwards to when he takes command and... Yeah.
Kit 10K throws in $5, so thank you, Kit. Forgot April was in the animated series. Let me rephrase that. It'd be nice to see a live actor version.
But yeah, I do like these badges. They've definitely grown on me. They're safer than they could do, which to me says respect. You know, I appreciate that, and I do like the black. I probably, and this is if I was to do a version myself, I wouldn't even have the, you know, I haven't got one on hand for the deltas don't have rank on them, 9.3 times out of 10. I probably would have had it just be the standard one with the silver and the black, and it looks damn sharp. When you start adding the lines, I think it just changes the vibe too much. So personally, if I was doing the uniform, I would have that and then the pips on the, even if they're line pips. That's just one thing. I like and appreciate as a uniform thing. It kind of adds to the alternate universe. We did that in Parallels, etc. I get it, but personally for me, if I was doing that, I'd keep them plain. And then, what do you think?
I don't know because I didn't hear you. So I'm just taking care of something.
That's fine. What do you guys think? You tell us. And 156 votes on the poll, which is fantastic in 13 minutes. We asked, how happy are you to see the TNG Discovery, DS9, Kelvin, TOS, and Picard cannon weapon designs in one space? This I was interested in what the results were. I kind of positioned it. I asked, I don't know if you saw it, Stuart, but I asked, loved it, all included. I wish the JJ weapons weren't there. I wish Discovery ones weren't there, and only want Prime Classic Cannon. Happy to report that 61% say yes, all included. 20% say only Prime Classic. 15% say no for JJ, and 5% say no for Disco. So once again, they've done a good job. All included makes me happy.
Because you were talking about
the weapons.
Oh, sorry. You were talking about the ranks on the com badges, right?
Yes, I said, for me personally, if I was to utilize them in a film or a standard situation, I would not have any rank on them and have them as classic, just standard com badge like they normally would have, and then like line pips on the collar. If I was to do them, I like the idea of what they've done here, but if I was to do them, I would do them without. What do you think? Do you think they need the lines, or are they a bit too distracting, like I would more go for?
I like your idea of the lined, instead of circles, but lined ranks on the collar. I like that. But I love the way they did this, actually, because it shows that you different and unique from what we've seen before, with the rank being on the com badge. Of course, we've seen that in like Future Imperfect and things like that as well. But it definitely has a different feel to it, as opposed to having the ranks on the collar or on the right chest area. So it's a different take. It's a different universe, or a different not even reality. It's a different timeline. So no, I have no issues with it, but I do like the idea that you had there. I think it would look better without them being on the com badge personally, but I have no problem with it because
they're a great
it makes
reference.
It stand out.
They're a great reference to parallels. Like it feels like a reference. Feels like, oh, we did this once, we can do it again. Awesome. But I would like to see, I think the design is so nice and crisp with the Delta. If there's a nice redesign by itself, so it's kind of like a credit for what it is already sort of vibe. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Yeah, apparently I froze when I was reading kits, but I said, I said, forgot April was in the animated series. Let me rephrase. It'd be nice to see a live actor version. Yes. Rank was on Com Badge in Disco season 1 and 2. Yes, it was. But it was also on the sleeves.
And season 3 and season 4 with the other ones. But we know Discovery is a far cry from what Trek should be, so we're just not gonna move past that. Yeah. And I don't mind them being throwing stars. I'm okay with that. I also kind of wish they were bombs as well. That'd be kind of fun if they were explosives.
No, maybe they are. Maybe we haven't seen that yet.
You know.
A triple tap.
Yeah.
Arms it.
Yeah, you just get given a whole sleeve of them as like ammo. You always have like one on each of your shins, one on your you know, kind of the reserve. I saw a funny picture because contextually of in the Nemesis uniform where a cosplayer had both the inner jacket like Picard and Cisco and the outer jacket, and they did a thing where they were in a scene, some sort of joke scene at a convention, and he had a com badge on both layers because and it just looked so awkward to like second com badge. It's like you can argue either way. I think it's a bit silly, but so you can have this like they've got com badges on every layer, you know, one on their undershirt, one on their overshirt, one on their jacket. They've got 3 layers of com badge. The stupid visual I was getting.
Andrew puts in $5 Australians. Thank you. Just joining the stream. Thanks for the good work. No problem. Well, thank you for joining. We appreciate that. Speaking of joining, hit that join button and see if we can get one more member to join the channel during this live. Would be amazing. I still want 3 more likes to get to 220 likes. So 3 people need to hit that like button. But we want to hear your thoughts on all this Confederation and Starcore stuff. So let us know what you think, guys.
And speaking of next zone, next bit, what do you think of the Cardassian armor? Now you've got to see it more up close.
It's here. All right, cool. No, I think it looks really good. It looks very ceremonial. It feels like again, it feels like dress uniform almost with the colors.
Mm. Was nice.
But it would be great if it was the one that Caldecott was wearing when he got killed by Picard. I think that'd be perfectly acceptable. No, it looks good. I do like it. Now, what's the other one there? That's the Franklin Mint version.
Yes, so that's what one of the sleuths online found out, that is actually a replica of a Franklin Mint one.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's not identical, but pretty freaking identical. So what a...
Yeah. Did you notice that I knew it was Franklin Mint? It's because I know Franklin Mint craftsmanship because I got so much of their stuff. No, I think it's good. I like the writing in there.
Yeah.
Like I said, it'd be cool if it was like Pa Wraith, like scripture, because it's all over. It's all over here. It'd be a neat little tie-in.
Goldecott's death cult armor. It's like,
I mean, Angel. I hate that.
Yeah, really shits the bed of the last couple for that. But on the screen now is the collection of the phasers, which is from the show we did, looking at the design, lineage / everything. And the behind the scenes, the design of the pistol does say, we inspired based on the Star Trek 6/5 assault phaser. I personally disagree to some extent because it pulls more, I think, literally from the Star Trek Enterprise Mako pistol. You can literally see the direct elements pulled, whereas the Star Trek 6 phaser, there's nothing directly being taken from it, even so much as the trigger guard. So I mean, it's cool to say that. More fans would like you for that, but I think it's more inspired from the EM-33. Yes, I know what it's called, because I like it. What do you guys think of this phaser? Or disruptor? It might be a pulse pistol. We don't know. We didn't see it fire phase energy yet.
We did a video on this, and it's cool looking, but again, it feels more like a future James Bond Derringer to me than anything else.
Yes, it's more like a gun.
Yeah, for sure.
Not in a bad way. And in fact, maybe craftsmanship is more important than pew pew. You know. I like it. It's it's an easy way, honestly, to kind of win the battle of does it look good. It's a link to the canon of another weapon. You know, how do they take this wheel and reinvent it? And I appreciate how different it is to the Picard era one, because that's the contemporary, and it's nothing alike at all. It could have just been we've got 3 of these molds left over, let's paint them red. Go deathier stripes, and there you go. So what do you guys think?
Kirk Solo asks if those swords are supposed to be Cardassian. No, I don't believe so. They don't look at all Cardassian.
Yeah. Couldn't say. Leon says, looks like the HK7... Oh, it's a specific pistol, it said. Yeah, it does. Good shout.
Gosh, yeah.
Well, there's a lot of pistol designs. Kind of everything's been done.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. You can only design a gun so many ways.
Yeah. Which is where it's fun. It's like, oh, that's a novel design. But I mean, overall, I think I'm very pleased with the art design we see in this alternate. It is the same but different. You know, it's not trying to go too vicious. It's not trying to be, awkwardly Discovery Season 1 Klingon where they have knives in the guns. You're like, no, they wouldn't. We've seen their phasers. They're not that gimmicky. You know, this all feels more organic. And in fact, you could have easily said this phaser if they would spend more time in the universe. I could see this new phaser being the personal guard, the officer level phaser. It's all about sleek and sexy, and the grunts on the ground have a very tactical gun, because that is a thing they did in military in the past. So I think that would be. It's not that, but I could have seen that be kind of cool.
Kit 10K throws in $10. I like the weapon Picard uses when they beam out with the Borg Queen, as it almost looks like a gun we have today, just more futuristic.
There you go. What we're talking about.
There is a shot of Picard's room looking at his desk, and on the right-hand side there is a bust or torso thing with looks like Worf's jaw on it, which was unique.
Someone did make note. It's probably that. I mean, very likely given the design, and what a... there's also clear knives on the other side, which they released a picture. I don't know if it's in my batch here. There was a picture of that view. Let's see if I've got a clearer view. Might have been yesterday's shot. I mean, I kind of actually wish they'd spent more time in the office, really, to kind of show off all of the good stuff. They sort of missed a trick by not showing it all off, honestly.
That being said, they did show us quite a bit, and they did put the effort in to make everything in there be something, so yay.
Because you never know what's going to be on screen. You know, the director's going to come in and film. It's not the art director's decision what to show, what not to show, especially in this case.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt they thought, we can't show a TOS phaser because it'll be too confusing. They just, did a thing. But yes, we have another view that shows off that section of the room very, very clearly. This was another publicity shot released. I still like the fact that he's very, very much the Enterprise E chair, which I like.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can see they've got a Mek'leth, what's a normal knife called? Detarg? Like that? A normal Klingon knife. And the other knife, it looks like the real stabby again, but not quite. But yes, more Klingon knives, and yes, looks like Worf's shawl in the background.
My friend Rude Chef is here, and he says a VR experience of Picard's office would be amazing.
Ooh.
Come on, Picard. Or come on, Paramount. Yeah, I agree, man. That'd be amazing to walk around.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they'll do that. I don't think they do that kind of stuff, unfortunately. Okay, I don't have that picture.
Yeah, it was from yesterday, so it was from earlier, so I forgot it existed.
Cool. Wow.
Anything else to talk about in this batch? I mean, there's the Seven's office, which is lovely. I like the art design. It's not too dramatic. It's workmanlike. Isn't that harsh and graphic?
No, I mean, it looks fine. I like the little family picture she has there that they kind of pan over at one point.
All those wonderful photoshops.
Yeah. And the liquor cabinet in your office. Good job.
I think that's, obviously the painting, we already looked at the painting, which only in retrospect, it's in anamorphic widescreen. It's an odd framework for painting. And then yes, you got the bones, which we did tease earlier, which they did release a full view of, and this is, and you can see Martok's skull directly here compared to a human skull, or at least a Vulcan skull, and it does push back more, but not much more than a Cardassian skull, and a Cardassian was played by a human as well. So if and you've seen a Ferengi skull, there's certainly more. I mean, it's definitely bigger than a human skull. But was Sarek a small boy in this universe, and Martok bigger? I don't know. But it was direct scale comparisons, assuming they're at scale. It'd be odd if they weren't.
Yeah. And
it's more
Mr.
oval.
Captain 93 says, "Did you notice Worf's sash?" Yes, we just kind of talked about that. Oh, it's so much good stuff that they're giving us. Like, I'm so pleased with this season so far.
And it's super early days. But let's be honest, it may shit the bed still.
Yep, it can.
It may be non-interesting the next part. We don't know. Hey, thanks, Poplar. That's a very nice thing to say. Yeah, I mean that's probably it. That's all the stuff, and new Kirk. What a thing.
Yeah, the new Kirk thing. I don't know, man. I guess it's for season 2 then.
That's what they're filming.
I would need to run to Toronto and see what's going on.
So yeah, final super chats then, guys. We've got through the whole thing. If we can get, we need another $30 minimum. If you can help us out, that would be great.
Do you have the... Or did you show... Oh, never mind. It's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
I've already shown it.
Cool.
Yeah. I want to get these STL files for these skulls, though. I want to print some skulls.
I'm not sure they'd let you. Not sure they're going to give them to you, but, you know, that's okay.
Somebody's gonna make them. It's fine.
Well,
We'll get one so much.
yeah, I mean, yeah, replicas, sure. I don't know if they'll give you, you know, exact ones. But that's, you know, how I always, that's how I always feel about the 3D models. Like, oh, can I just be given the models of Less Arena, please? No, okay. Doing it.
Kit 10K, $10. Oh wait, did I miss one?
I don't know.
Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. I think it'd be cool if they did a Star Trek video game involving the Confederation.
Oh.
Kind of like they did with Star Trek Shattered Universe a few years back. Yeah, Shattered Universe was good. It was like the mirror universe that would turn Empire. But yeah.
It was great to see Chekhov and Sulu taking center stage was lovely.
Yeah, with the alternate monster maroons.
Very smart redesign. Very, very smart redesign. I mean, it's just shocking there haven't been more video games. But let's be honest, who bought and played the Discovery stuff? You know, I don't think it garnered as much interest. But this new game, Resurgence, I think it's called, that's hitting all the right chords. But video games take 2 years to develop minimum, and depends on the scope and scale. And Trek isn't just a first-person shooter. You know, you can't just make...
Yeah.
You know, you look at one of the Call of Duties. Yes, you're recreating an African city or an Indian city or a Middle East city. But Trek, it's all custom.
Yeah.
A lot of custom artwork, a lot of custom whatever. It's harder to create. Sci-fi worlds by definition are harder. Even if you have reference from X, Y, and Z, you can't just get away with just showing the races we know, although that'd be really fun.
Is there a release date for that game? Do we know?
This year, which is somewhat helpful.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to playing that for sure.
Oh god, I want to play it on the stream. I think we both will. Hopefully you guys will watch, because I want to see. And see whether... it'd be really fun if it was so different endings that, you know, we have different playthroughs and we have totally different... what on earth is happening sort of vibe would be fun.
Well, there's so many branches for dialogue. It'd be interesting to see how many absolute endings there is.
Yeah, so. For sure.
Lancer 737 puts in $2.
Thank you.
Could Mirror Universe Picard beat the Dominion? I would say probably.
Well, the Dominion is a variable term. Are they still the same as reality?
Exactly.
Who's to say? Yeah. We don't know. I mean, we hope for flashbacks. We hope for something. They didn't give us any of that stuff, but they gave us enough. You know? But yeah.
All right, guys. 236 likes. Let's try to get up. Four more to 240 would be awesome. Would love another $20 if possible.
Should be doable.
And one more member. Can we get one more member before we end? Just join the channel. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Tanushi throws in €2. Skulls for the Skull Throne. Thank you.
Ooh, that'd be even more graphic. Goodness.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely really excited for this week. I think I'll be let down with what I think is going to happen, which means I hope they twist it into something really cool. That's kind of the crux is going to be. Although I hope we have half an hour them being captured and trying to escape would be great, because that would be a great time for them to bring a TNG character back, or even this is when we get Soji and Laris. Well, Laris is dead. I guess Soji, Dart. Although why would they be invented this timeline? They wouldn't be. But it'd be really great if, you know, they give Riker comes to rescue. He's on the CSS Titan with all the Greeblies, and he warps in and he rescues them. And it's like, Will, Jean-Luc, Q the bastard, let me remember as well. I'll watch your back and time jump. I mean, it's not gonna happen, but
yeah, no. Sergeant Roadkill, $10. Still need to sort my new car out, so my only super chat until payday. Insert something witty here.
Oh, ha ha ha! It's very witty. Oh yes. Good. Sergeant Roadkill, you're such a smart. You're very, very smart with your.
The pun is strong with you, my friend.
Yes, may the pun be with you.
And also with you.
Yes.
All right, guys, we'll call it there. Thank you for watching. We'll have another live tomorrow, probably. So hopefully you'll join us for that as well. And we hit all of our goals except for that join membership.
2 is fantastic, Stuart. You know that's fantastic.
My feelings are hurt.
Well, I don't know your general Foley until they cross back to a prime timeline. So are you capable of feeling that way, Stuart, or are you?
Well, everyone that didn't join, I'm going to go on a vendetta with this CSS
Hellraiser.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's get even further. Dear me.
Anywho. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, he is Commander Cocky.
He's Captain Foley. Bye,
See
guys.
ya. Oh, get 10K $5 later, guys.
There we go. Nice.
Bye, guys.